Everybody, welcome. Ralph Havens here, Beyond Limits with Ralph Havens, and I want to talk a little bit about the journey. You know, if you're an entrepreneur or you're entrepreneurial, you know, you have some gift or some art or some sort of thing, some sort of method, some sort of way, something you've done that's helped somebody or helped yourself to heal or to figure stuff out. Maybe it's in business, maybe it's making money, maybe it's getting over anxiety, maybe it's solving some problem for somebody, and you want to get it out to the world. There's some stuff that happens from time to time. Let me just make sure we're on Facebook. It looks like we are. That can get in the way, and it's something that I'm starting to see more and more. Really could be the thing that's slowing somebody down or stopping them or or just at least standing in their way, and they're trying to figure out workarounds for stuff. And my thing is help people get over anxiety, get over the fears, get over that feeling of imposter syndrome or the who am I to be doing this thing anyway, you know. And but I think we just finished an amazing session with our Atomic Success Secrets group and with Katie Kavanaugh and my our End Anxiety and Depression Forever group. And so wherever you are, I feel like we're all on a journey, you know, we're all on a journey. And I definitely don't have all the answers. I don't have, I might not have the actual answers. There might be things that I'm totally missing. But the thing that I've found is that it's good to check the results, and to see, does it move the needle with what you want to get? You know, does it help you get what you want to get? And usually this Wednesday show is me and Dr. Tom Giammatteo, chiropractor, naturopath, integrative manual therapist, and acupuncturist. He's studied so many different medical models, and he's taught me a lot over the years. Since February of 2010, no, February of 2000. February of 2000 is when I met him, and we should do a show every Wednesday. And so this last week I couldn't be on because my schedule was just too tight. It was just just too much. I had to like finally say, you know what, I just need to not have this 30 minutes blocked off. I just need to sit in the forest for a little bit. And this week he got really called to other meetings and sessions and classes and stuff, all sorts of stuff going on over there. And what I was thinking, you know, as I was getting ready for the session with Dr. Tom, was the late Sharon Giammatteo, his wife, um, and him. They created something really amazing, the world of integrative manual therapy. And when I first interacted with them in February of 2000, just to give you a little backstory of what happened and where I'm going with this, like how to help you with your journey and help you get your message out to the world and your healing out to the world. What happened when they came up, I had an epiphany when I first interacted with them, because they could just literally look at me. They could look at each person in the class and tell them their medical history and where the current problems were and how to fix it up. Sharon used to use the words, okay, just fix it up. You know, we would find where the problems were. And then if we got it right, when we got it right, she would just start to walk away and go, okay, fix it up. Because we had all these techniques, and we have all these techniques to clear mental and emotional and spiritual pains and physical things and things in organs and arteries and veins and bones and all sorts of techniques to help people to ultimately to heal themselves, because that's where true healing happens, from God, from ourselves. But we had a way to interact with people and their bodies and help them get their health back and get their life back and love their life again. And so what attracted to me to them was they could see things just from across the room, and they were accurate, because then when we went and did the techniques, my body felt really good. And I'm like, okay, by the end of the class, I'm like, you guys are coming to my office 4 or 5 times a year, and I'm going to travel around 12 to 15 times a year, and I'm going to send every one of my therapists to your classes, and this is the way we're going. And so as I did that, you know, I was gone. I went different, even past that mark, to where now interacting with matrix energetics, and Richard Bartlett and another chiropractor, naturopath, taught us matrix energetics and how to use that, and how to not only see things at a distance. You know, you kind of hang around the people you hang around with, and you kind of get it by osmosis and by training. So I got to see how to see things at a distance, how to see where the problems are in people's bodies, in their field, in their information. Is it mental? Is it emotional? Is it spiritual? Where is it? What is it? When did it happen? How do we clear it? Physical stuff. What is it? What organ is it in? What artery is it in? What vein is it in? But what's cool is, or another thing that's cool is, with matrix energetics, I started to see that it could be so much easier than that. So I was like, okay, I got to see where this goes, because not only can we see things at a distance, like over the airwaves, over a phone call or a Zoom session, or somebody just tells me somebody has a problem across the world. We could do things in the energetic world and then retest the person right away across the world, and they were better. My clients, get on Zoom, and they come in with certain problems, and they feel down, and they're thinking of canceling because they're just feeling really blasted, and they're tired, and they got some pains going on, and they leave the session in an hour, and they don't have their headaches, and their body moves better, and they feel lighter and more space, and life gets better. And so as I've been going down this journey, and I know we all have our own version of help, our own vision of how to help people. And for some reason, healing has been my thing. But I've seen that everybody's got their version of how they can help people. And you might think, well, I don't have a whole lot of that. Um, Let me just get this. And but you do, something you've done is and healed in yourself or for your friends or family, it's helping other people right now. And so can you let's see, there's John. Thank you, John. Good to see you, man. um, um, there's some gifts we all have, and we can help each other. But then when I was going to talk to Tom about, but I guess we're talking about it with my own experience, and I'd love to hear your experiences. um, Sharon and Tom, they started, and she had a physical therapy clinic in Bloomfield, Connecticut, called Regional Physical Therapy. And then they had a couple of clinics there in Connecticut. And Tom was working with a partner in Albuquerque called Desert Light. And so they had two clinics and a couple of clinics. And then they got together, and then another clinic sprang up. There was one in Toronto, and then there was one in Asheville, North Carolina, and then there was one in Los Angeles and San Francisco. They even asked me if I wanted to be one of the clinics in San Diego, but I kept my own clinic, Mission Hills Physical Therapy. And there was some in Tel Aviv, Israel, and there was some in Hong Kong. And there was practitioners that weren't one of their clinics, but were doing a lot of their work in Germany and Italy. And these places started springing up. There was, I think, 2 or 3 clinics in the Chicago area. There was Atlanta was a big clinic to help people with get over and actually recover from spinal cord injuries. People were literally getting up and walking. And Washington, D.C., and Lisa's clinic. And so all these clinics started popping up. And it was an exciting time because once a month I was in some place in the United States or Canada. I never took the classes internationally, but I could have. Some of my friends did. And the way it would work is Sharon would come in, Sharon Giamateo, and teach a class 2 or 3 days, and I was usually there. And then she would have a week where clients came from that city, like San Francisco, and a bunch of people came in and got treatment. And I went and worked in some of those clinics in Connecticut, San Francisco, Los Angeles, and I would be one of the 10, 15, 20 therapists working on people coming in for treatment for all sorts of very serious conditions. And there was Sharon working and Tom, and they could guide us. Like we would do our assessments and bring it over to Sharon, and she would say, okay, well, here's what's going on. Here's the plan, this, and this. And then she would say, okay, go fix it up. So then we would go and work on the client for a couple hours, and then we would hand off the treatment plan to the next therapist, and the client's just sitting there and laying there, and the next therapist would come in for 2 hours and continue the treatment plan. And when we were done, or even before that, Sharon would check in. She'd walk around, or she would just look over across at the room and go, okay, yeah, you got that, but there's a little more of this over here and a little more of this, just fix it up. So we got to learn how to help people with their healing by hanging around Sharon and learning and taking classes and working for her and working with her and getting a lot of treatment. I got a lot of treatment in those clinics. And it's how I got rid of the anxiety and the sweaty hands and healed my teeth and literally saved my life, and saved my family's lives, I guess, um, through this work of many years. And my clinic grew, and I had 5 therapists working for me, more if you considered all the part-time people, and we were traveling around the country in Canada, and it was like awesome. It was awesome. We were saving the world, and and then I ran into Richard Bartlett, and he had this thing, matrix energetics, come through him, and he could not only see things at a distance, but help people heal at a distance. And so I thought, well, I'll take all of the stuff I learned from Sharon and Tom, and I'll start to use it with people online. And so I started going down that road. And it's kind of interesting. During all these transition times, when I was learning my first version of hands-on manual therapy, my business grew. And then I started learning integrated manual therapy, which is very different, but had bigger results, but my business tanked. So the doctors quit sending people. It just got a little weirder for them. And then more and more of them started to send people, and I got consultants, and the word was out again. Ralph's got some good stuff for people in San Diego, and my business grew. And then I got into matrix energetics, and my business tanked. And it's like, but it was working better, faster, much more fun at a distance over the internet, over phone calls at the time. But it tanked. And then I built my business up again. And then I got unhealthy. I got sick, and I couldn't figure it out. And then I figured out it was fluoride, and we got out of the fluoride, and we got healthy, got me back to running, and we moved up to the Pacific Northwest, and my business totally tanked because nobody knew me up here. And I had to build that up. And well, how do you do this online? And how do you get into this world called coaching? And then my business has been going like this. And now it's like, wow, this is cool. I've got this. This is neat. Next version of this. And then I've got the Atomic Success Secrets that we started, and it's exploding onto the scene. Like, oh my goodness, bigger life than I ever could have imagined. And at every step, I had to figure out the business side of things, because it's like, but I had to do it, because even though I had a good practice with regular manual therapy, I saw something that was better. And even though a lot of people didn't, the doctors referring, and my business went down, I knew it was better. And it was worked better, faster. So then the next level, integrated manual therapy. And then it was like, oh my goodness, matrix energetics. And it's like, oh, it's too weird, Ralph. And so my business tanked, and I had to build it back up. And then that was going. And then, oh my goodness, my health went down, and everything tanked. And I'm like, we're getting out of here. I'm done with this stuff. We're going to the mountain. So we moved up here, and then coaching, and then the Atomic Success Secrets. And it's like every step. But the thing is, and here's where I think it can help people, is for some reason, for one, I'm very persistent. I don't know why, but I am persistent. For another, I think there's something driving me that for some reason I got this part, and my coaches tell me about it now. I think it's useful for everybody. You can try it out if you like. And that's that for some reason I keep my attention on the North Star, my North Star. Like, what is important to me? For some reason, I've always had this thing that, oh my goodness, how much time do I have left to do something, to do what I'm here to do? It's like this driving force. I think that's why there's no procrastination or perfectionism that I notice in my life. I just get stuff done. But I know a lot of people don't. A lot of people have perfectionism. I just need to make it more perfect. I need to make it more perfect. I got to finish my course. I'm going to make it really, really good, and then I'll launch it. Or procrastination, like just always having something else to do besides the stuff that would make your business work, to bring your gifts to the world, or just so much fear and anxiety, always living small, working for somebody else, or not releasing the stuff. It's just too scary, or not making the sales calls, or for some reason, just not doing the videos, or it's like, oh, Dr. Tom quit today. He's not on. So I'm not going to do it. It's like, I'm on anyway. And I didn't even know what I was going to talk about. But so when you have your gifts, what do you do? How do you get that out there? And I think part of it is it's the business side of stuff. Like, the people that are your potential buyers, the people that are your, call them avatars, like your ideal client, the person in your heart of hearts you can help. What are they going through? What are their struggles? What do they have? What have you fixed in yourself or at least fixed a little bit more than they fixed, that you can help them with, really help them with. And can you start doing that now? Can you start helping somebody now? So if you want to get over anxiety or depression, one of my things I recommend is go find somebody to help, and then just start to help them. And then you want to go down a spiritual path and enlightenment or awakening or self-realization. Start a business, man. Go start a business. Put yourself out there and bring your gifts to the world, and then go see if anybody wants it. And maybe in the beginning, like a lot of people, nobody wants it. And it's like, oh, I guess that wasn't it. And then go try again and test another one and test another one. And then just keep with your North Star of, well, what is really important to you? So I'm gonna sign off in just a few minutes, but what you might do, I think it all boils down to this kind of thing, and you can try it if you like, and let me know how it goes. Let me know if this changes something for you. Is just take a walk, maybe in a forest, or um, on the beach, or through the city streets, by yourself, or or go sit in a quiet place, in a place that you enjoy, and just sit there in silence. And you might ask the question, oh, you're welcome, John. Thank you. So good to see you. Yeah, you might just think, what do you want? Like, how do you want your life to look? It seems to be the theme that's showing up with me and Katie Kavanaugh, and Tom, Dr. Tom and I talk about this a lot, and Jen and I talk about this, and like my coaches, Katie and Akbar, we all talk about this. Like, before you start to do a lot of stuff, um, you might just check in, like, hey man, what do you want? What do you want? What do you want life to look like? What's important to you? What's important to you? Can you feel it? Like, what would it be like if you got that? What is the feeling of having that? Why is that your thing? Why do you think that's your thing? And the cool thing is, you don't have to go looking for the answer. Just the thought, just the reflection of, like, yeah, what do I want? I'm doing all this work, or I'm procrastinating and not doing all this work. What is it I want? What is it I want? And just sit with it. Just let go of even looking, and just put your attention inside your body and feel it. Just feel the feeling that you feel, even when you just ask the question, what do I want? I mean, really, really, what do I want? What do I want my life to look like? What do I want my life to look like? Now, we could talk about why this works so well. And I think it's partly because as you ask that question, you're dropping a drop into the ocean of all the possibilities. And out of all the possibilities of what your life could look like, there's something, maybe it's consciousness, maybe it's God, maybe it's all the same thing. There's something that I feel goes out in search of whatever that is, or maybe goes inside in search of whatever that is. So one of the wonderful things I love to do for myself is just to take some time every week, every day a bit. And yeah, what do I want? No, really, what do you really want? And then not look, just sit in silence. And then hang out and notice what's happening in your body. And just hang out. And what I found, I'd love to hear what you guys think. What I found, so message me wherever you see this, live or later, Facebook, YouTube, wherever you're seeing it. Um, what do you notice when you say that? What do I really want? What's my North Star? Like, why do I want that? And then not look, but go inside and just feel your own body. Yeah. And there's of course stuff to do in the physical world. And I've got stuff, some whole frameworks of how to do stuff. But I think this is a good time to sign off and join me. I do a Facebook Live or a YouTube pretty much every day. And so look for me. I've just changed the name of my group, but I'm going to change it back to something because I love the name Beyond Limits, because that's what we're really about. But right now it's Crush Imposter Syndrome and End Anxiety Forever. So you can find that Facebook group and join us. In a month when they let me change it again. You can change it every month. I'm going to change it back to Beyond Limits, but then add the tagline Crush Imposter Syndrome and End Anxiety Forever. Because what I found is this is really needed now. So many people have been left with a big reset button. They can't work the way they used to work. They can't live the way they used to live. Who knows how we're going to keep getting to live? It's like people are telling people exactly how to live. I'm fortunate that I have an online way of doing stuff to make money, to heal the world, heal ourselves. But so many people are in a state of flux. And I think this is really important to be able to like tune into what do you really want. And when you think of what's in the way, of course, the biggest majority of it, 90% plus, is the inner stuff, right? The fears, the anxiety, self-worth stuff like imposter syndrome, procrastination, perfectionism. That's the stuff. You clear that, and then somebody has the way to get you what you want. Somebody knows the framework to get your work out to the world. And I can show you the way I found. Just message me. I'll show you what I use. And I'd love to hear how you're doing, what you're up to. If you like this, click like. I'll click it like for myself. Click heart. Share it. I'd love to hear from you and hear what it is you're going through, what you would like to achieve, what you feel is in the way. What's your North Star? Like, what do you want? And then join me on YouTube. That's still called Beyond Limits with Ralph Havens. Subscribe to that. Subscribe to Crush Imposter Syndrome and End Anxiety Forever on Facebook. And you can find me. I'm actually going to post a meditation that I have that you can use after you ask that question. What do you really want? You can use this one process. There's a really cool, it's 19 minutes. It's a bit of a commitment, but it's free. And you can grab it at ralphhavens.com/peace process. And I will see you all very soon. All right, you guys. Bye. And I'm just going to sign off. I think I'm going to sign off. Am I still on? There we are. All right, everybody. Let's get out there. Let's heal yourself and heal the world.